A former Washington Wizards guard, Gilbert, has said that Golden State guard Steph Curry didn't change the game and wouldn't be impactful in a Popovich system. So what are his reasons for coming out and saying this? Also, Arenas has said that he thinks the Warriors released Draymond Green's fight video so they could lower his salary. Do you think that's logical? Keep watching for all the details in this video. First up, Gilbert Arenas says that Stephen Curry didn't change the game and claims that the Warriors' two-time MVP would be ineffective under a Greg Popovich system. When discussing the NBA's history or present, Gilbert Arenas has never been one to hold back. You can always rely on Arenas to voice his thoughts freely and honestly, whether it is in his No Chill podcast or various interviews with other media sites. Arenas played in the NBA for 11 seasons, and in his prime, he was one of the league's most thrilling point guards to watch. Since his retirement, his basketball takes have made him even more renowned. Arenas have spoken on every basketball issue imaginable, from his argument that players from the 1970s and 80s couldn't play in today's games, to his most recent comment regarding Stephen Curry. Arenas has never changed his mind. His most recent analysis of Curry challenges the widespread perception among NBA fans that Stephen Curry himself changed how the game is played. Curry has consistently been credited with starting the three-point shooting craze, with volume and efficiency at an all-time high. Arenas believes Curry does not deserve all of the praise. Stephen Curry has established himself as one of the best basketball players over the past couple of years, proving most of his critics wrong. As the finest shooter in history, he has a chance to establish himself as the most outstanding point guard when all is said and done. The two-time MVP of the Dubs is even criticized by those who claim Chris Paul and John Stockton are better pure point guards, yet neither changed the game as much as the chef did. Not even Magic Johnson, the least debatable GOAT PG, was able to change the game, despite having a significant effect. Curry's recent full-court shots were initially the topic of discussion, and the three-time All-Star responded that if he heard Steph make 100 consecutive shots and make them all, he would believe it because it's Stephen Curry. However, the conversation quickly shifted course after that. In one go, he insulted Greg Popovich in a way and made an obvious remark against Stephen Curry. Arenas began by saying that Stephen Curry didn't change the game, it was the Warriors. He continued by saying that if Curry hadn't joined the Warriors and preferred to play in a pop-like system, he wouldn't have been able to do what he achieved with the team. He continued by saying that the system as a whole permits Steph to be himself and instead forces him to adhere to the system. According to Arenas, some coaches enable players to experiment with their game, and then some coaches say players must follow their gameplay and fit in with the look. So, if not Curry, who changed the game? Because the majority will go for Curry, not the Warriors. Even while Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry are both responsible for the game's transformation, it is clear that Thompson only attained his current level of success by playing in a system that included Steph. Even as impressive as Popovich is, if Steph had entered a Popovich system, he would have recognized Curry's brilliance, modified his coaching approach, and assembled a team to support him. But if Steph had arrived in San Antonio in 2009, nothing would have needed to be changed. And by the time Tim Duncan retired, they would have had 8 to 9 titles instead of 5, because that is how influential and contagious Steph is. So how good is Curry when shooting three-pointers, and how well is Steph Curry performing this season? Curry did not invent the three-point shot, but he made it one of basketball's most essential shots. Curry did not explode onto the scene after being picked in 2009, but the three-pointer placed him on the map. In 2012-13, the 34-year-old established an NBA record with 272 three-pointers, then broke it 2 years later with 286, and then broke it again in 2016 with 402. Curry has made 3,248 three-pointers in 852 NBA games, which is an incredible feat given Ray Allen, who is second on the list, has played 1,300 games. Curry might make many more three-pointers if he remains healthy and plays for the next 3 years. The NBA Finals MVP in the previous season was playing some of his finest basketball before suffering a shoulder injury. Steph Curry has been posting MVP-caliber stats despite the San Antonio-based team's rocky start to the season. The 34-year-old has played 26 games this season, scoring 30 points, pulling 6.6 rebounds, and dishing out 6.8 assists while shooting the ball with a practical 50, 43.3, 91.9 split. With the time ticking down in the first quarter, the 34-year-old caught Celtics forward Sam Hauser on a switch and put some moves on him before converting on a step-back three-pointer as the buzzer sounded. In typical Curry flair, Curry turned his back on a 30-foot effort that went through the net. Next, Draymond Green forcibly struck Jordan Poole at Warriors practice. According to a person with first-hand knowledge of the situation, guard Jordan Poole and Golden State Warriors star forward Draymond Green got into a physical altercation during practice. The individual talked to the Associated Press on Thursday under the condition of anonymity because the team was still learning the specifics of what led to the violent incident. The fight was initially reported by The Atlantic, who claimed Green hit Poole. Draymond Green, a four-time NBA champion and All-Star, was regarded as the Warriors' emotional captain for a long time. When he believes it's appropriate, he's been willing to get into it with his teammates. Although Poole and Green are known to often get into verbal disputes, according to reports, team management feels a boundary was crossed this time, and Green will likely face punishment. This summer, many discussions have focused on the upcoming contract decisions the Warriors must make about their players who are eligible for extensions. The consensus throughout the league is that one of Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, or Jordan Poole will not receive a contract extension, although it's unlikely that contract disagreements or anything else connected to extension negotiations were at play in this incident. Players like Green and Poole may be thinking about them, which might bring additional stress to this summer's period. Following that, entering the potential contract year, Draymond Green is under a microscope. Keep in mind that Green was dismissed from the NBA playoffs last season following a conference semifinal loss to the Memphis Grizzlies. The star forward was suspended for a game of the 2016 NBA Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers after collecting a flagrant 1 penalty during a confrontation with LeBron James. This indirectly caused Golden State to lose a 3-1 series advantage that summer. The Warriors suspended Green in 2018 following a violent argument with the then teammate Kevin Durant. At the time, Warriors head coach Steve Kerr stated that the matter would be handled internally. Outside of a story claiming that Warriors players have seen a shift in Poole's approach as he reaches stardom, there isn't much detail about this most recent incident. Draymond Green was apologetic in the aftermath of the confrontation with Jordan Poole. Still, there was a build-up from teammates observing a shift in Poole's demeanor throughout camp, with the guard on the cusp of getting a lucrative deal. In his third season in the NBA, Poole, 23, had a breakout year, averaging 18.5 points and 4.0 assists while shooting 36% from beyond the arc. He has an excellent chance of getting a huge deal worth around $121 million over 4 years. Finally, Gilbert Arenas thinks the Warriors released Draymond Green's fight video to lower his salary. Gilbert Arenas believes the Warriors published the footage of Jordan Poole and Draymond Green's fight to avoid paying Green the money he demands. The alleged altercation between Warriors guard Jordan Poole and power forward Draymond Green during a practice game was one of the important stories of the 2022 offseason. There was not just a report, but an explicit video of the incident that was leaked to the press and circulated on the internet for the whole world to view just days after the occurrence. At least one former NBA player believes it was a setup. Gilbert Arenas actually talked about his time playing in the NBA and the things he observed in the locker room and at practice. Arenas are naturally accustomed to practice or locker room squabbles. After getting into an incident with teammate Javaris Crittenton that allegedly involved a gun, he was suspended for the rest of the 2009 season. Arenas did not hold back when discussing that. In his opinion, transpired after Green and Poole's video was leaked. Arenas said that the Warriors are painting a picture. They must provide a defense for not making a long-term or fixed amount offer to a particular person. Jordan Poole is a newcomer on the scene. If the Warriors did not re-sign Draymond, there is video evidence as to why. So, is Draymond Green on his way out of the Golden State Warriors? Speculation over Draymond Green's future with the Golden State Warriors has been rife for several months. He has undergone intense scrutiny for every action he takes. Green just signed a contract with Rich Paul and Clutch Sports, which has sparked speculation that he wants to move to Los Angeles alongside LeBron James. Should Green become available, other clubs would be interested in him. The Pistons, Cavaliers, Lakers, and Trailblazers have all been mentioned as potential candidates. Golden State doesn't appear to be ready to move the veteran who has assisted them in building a dynasty by helping them win 4 NBA titles in the previous 8 years. They would be losing a player who can direct the attack flow and understand defense better than anyone else on the squad. The outcome is unknown, but it promises to be an exciting summer. So that's it, guys. So while Arena thinks Curry didn't change the game, he cannot deny that Curry made the three-pointer the most crucial shot in the game. So do you agree with Arenas? Also, do you think Draymond Green will leave the Golden State Warriors? Kindly leave a comment below. Please remember to subscribe, and thank you for watching.